Jigga, Kelly, not guilty. Nigga, you can't get me. Nigga, you can't get me. Of all the people to make your co-defendant, Jay-Z, of all the niggas on earth to do a joint album with, my nigga, you gave Jaguar Wright all the motherfucking ammo that she needed. Let me give a disclaimer. Jay-Z is my favorite rapper, right? Well, I won't say favorite rapper. I believe Jay-Z is the best rapper, all right? And I believe he proved it over time. But I said a long time ago, man, I will never jump out on the internet to defend any nigga I don't know. If I don't know you, everything someone accused you of is on the table, my nigga. Until proven otherwise. It's on the table. That's how I feel about it. Unless I know you personally. If someone says my cameraman did something to a little kid, yeah. If someone say Paul Brown was sexually assaulted.
What's wrong with you, nigga? You crashing out right now. You want to die right now?
If somebody said that, I'll punch him in the face. All right, immediately. Okay. We going with the hands immediately.
All right, okay.
Because I know him. I've known him for 15 years, 20 years, damn near.
I'm glad you cleaned it up, nigga.
That's why I was going with it. Jay-Z, I met the nigga once, all right? And frankly, Dame Dash had more personality when I met him, all right?
Damn.
So therefore, ipso facto, it's on the table. I don't know what happened. My hands is up here. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the thing. Far be it from me to run and protect Diddy, or run and protect Jay-Z, or run and protect 50 Cent, or whoever else you want to name. But this whole thing where the woman comes forward to tell their story and no one believes them, or the victim comes forward to tell them no one believes them, the case we shouldn't overcorrect. It shouldn't be believe all women or believe all victims. It should be, hey, why don't you look at the evidence and see if it makes sense? Does the defense case hold water? That's what we gotta see. That's what my cousin Vinny taught me, my nigga. Just look at the facts.
I want to get you to finish your thought. But I don't know if you care. You could see the.
No, I don't care.
Okay.
I just didn't want it like right here hanging down because
We also not even cutting it.
it's still gonna pull on my collar.
Okay.
Usually I have it on my hat, but
you got the prop. So I don't know if that.
usually I have it on the hat, but you already know what it is. You try to get them ladies, you know what I'm saying? Because now Jay-Z done lost all his women fans. I might as well try to swoop in and get them. The dozens and dozens of women who thought Jay-Z was sexy. Listen, how I know if in case you was living under a rock or you don't follow the cases place to place, basically what happened is in one of the Diddy charges, they said that he was messing with the underage, well, he wasn't messing with her. He assaulted an underage girl, and they named Diddy, they named a celebrity friend and a celebrity woman that watched. The celebrity friend was a man who participated. And then they didn't name the little girl. And then, according to what we know, the lawyer who filed that received an anonymous case against him where an anonymous person was suing him for blackmail. That person, we now discovered, is Jay-Z. And the lawyer figured that, so he put out, he said, hey, Jay, we could go to a silent room. Nobody has to know this. We can keep it quiet. And we could come to a settlement. And then Jay-Z wrote Takeover Part 2 and shit. It was like, oh, then we don't play this. I got to sit down with my family. And whatever else he said. Do y'all know what he said in the thing? Anything worth repeating?
I mean, the only thing the only thing that I thought was worth repeating was the fact that he said if the allegations are as bad as they are, why aren't you filing a criminal case?
Yes.
And then I was like, that's some solid logic, man.
Yes, because with the Diddy case, it was too far away or something like that. It happened too long ago. But I believe they're saying this one is still within the statute of limitations. So go ahead and file the criminal case. You know what I'm saying? Why didn't you do that? Because the whole point is money. Okay, whatever. So come to find out, this guy, what's his name?
Easiest nigga alive,
Tony
Busby.
Tony Busby. Sound like a made up name, like Better Call Saul or whatnot. Saul Goodman.
It's all good, man.
Basically, they asked him in a prior interview, the previous interview years prior, they said, is intentionally making false claims on a lawsuit in order to scare people into settling, is that just a part of the game or is that fair? And then Tony Busby's, basically his response was like, I mean, that's a fair critique. And that's all he said. He didn't deny it or whatever. So he has a history.
This nigga's a sleazebag.
Oh yeah, he definitely sleazy McSleazebag. The nigga has a history of making false claims against people, and because we live in a world where the claim is so salacious, it'll run around the world 100 times before the truth ever comes out. And I think like people been saying, why doesn't Jay-Z, debunk Jaguar Wright or whatever like that? And I think the main reason why is because one, there's the what is it called?
Crazy person.
She's just a crazy person. But there's this was the Streisand effect, where
Was she always crazy?
they say she's on psycho meds and she doesn't take them. I don't know how long that's been, but they said that the Streisand effect. If you bring attention to something, more people who didn't know about it will start to pay attention to it by you trying to cover it up.
Was that in reference to her nose?
I don't know what it was in reference to, but it was something about a picture that she found unflattering online or something like that. And it might have been about her nose. And she tried to have it removed. But in her having it removed, the story blew up and then more people saw the picture than who already has seen it. So if you'd have just shut the fuck up about it, a couple of thousand people in the world would have saw it. But because you didn't, now it's called the Streisand effect. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that looks it up is going to see that picture.
God damn it, Barbara Streisand.
So Jay-Z was practicing like, just ignore the bitch. Which I would ignore her too. You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't even sound credible when she be talking. So now people who were worshiping, begging for Jay-Z to downfall in this particular case, they're using this as, see, we told you. You got Drake fans like using this as some type of reprieve from their own fan tree. You know what I'm saying?
See,
like,
everybody's doing it.
Yeah. Hide your kids, hide your wife. They raping everybody. Drake fans out here talking about now it's okay to countersue for defamation. Like, no, it's two completely different cases, man. You have a lawyer threatening Jay-Z with blackmail, and Jay-Z has to defend himself in court. If Nas would have said, I heard you and Puff was messing with little kids, I don't think Jay would have went to the courtroom.
That's a whole separate point, though. You're going to get to that in another video. So let's
But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, Jay-Z is handling this through the arena in which it was brought to him. You see what I'm saying? Drake is trying to handle things because he doesn't know how to take an L and go home. You know what I'm saying?
We're going to address the...
All right, fine. But it's getting super ugly, Jay-Z. Let me tell you something about Jay, all right? Yeah, there's a little bars. You hear me what I'm trying to say. Here's what I'm trying to say, Jay. Here's my problem with you.
$5 if you go through 3 more songs. Go ahead.
Oh, about Jay?
No, don't worry about it. That's too easy. Go ahead.
Nigga, what? You want me to snap both my fingers at the same time? But yeah. Nah, Jay, this is the problem I have with you, brother. The reason why. Now, I don't know what makes the common man want their fellow man to be brought down to their level, or someone who's shot up into the superstar range to be brought down to earth. I don't know why people want that. I don't know why there's crabs in a bucket. I don't know why people think your success makes them lesser. Maybe it's because you spent your whole career telling us how we weren't shit. And you had everything and we had nothing. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, that being said, other than jealousy or just the general distaste for you, you always tried to set yourself apart from hip hop. And maybe to your own benefit. I mean, Prince, he wouldn't do interviews. He wouldn't do features. He barely talked to niggas to keep his persona. You know what I'm saying? To keep his mystique. And so maybe that's something Jay-Z and Beyonce practice. But my problem is...
Does it count if they've been to those publications at least once or twice and then they stop going? Is that still considered trying to separate yourself from hip-hop?
I would say yeah, especially because if you're doing a run, right? So I mean, I had a whole episode about the media.
I gave you the look. Look, hey,
Nobody
I
watched
went
it.
on the Breakfast Club for you. I didn't have to go there. I could have sat with Ellen. Or
Yeah,
something.
13 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
But hey, you did it once. We gave you the look. We stamped you. That's how. I mean.
Here's the thing, right? So this media and stars and sports figures and political figures have a weird relationship.
Mm-hmm.
While at the same time, they both rely on each other, because without media and without press, some people will fail. That's why most hip hop acts in this day and age don't ever get over, because they don't have the quote unquote machine behind them that Drake is trying to take to court right now. Fuck that nigga. And so you rely on the media and the media relies on you. And for access to certain people, the media will jump through hoops and do things that are unethical. But at the same time, you have to throw them a bone. So like, for example, like Nori is managed by Biggs, which is Jay's man. And Nori calls Jay big homie and all this other kind of stuff. But Jay never comes on his platform. But Jay will go do a media appearance with fucking Bill Maher, who is like the epitome of what Dr. Martin Luther King used to talk about, like beware the liberal who wants incremental change instead of actual change. Like the nigga's basically 80 now and he's rich as fuck and he might as well be a Republican just like the rest of the Democrats. That's who Jay-Z rather rub elbows with, because he feels like he has some type of social currency by doing that.
Is Kevin Hart hip hop?
Kevin Hart is a comedian, which is, that was the other topic. We're going to get to that. Yeah, we're going to get to comedians and shit. I would say he is. He came from the Master P, come up, Def Jam, and black comedy is kind of inseparable from gospel, soul, hip hop, R&B. It's part of the black diaspora. I would just say it's a different sector. I don't think Kevin Hart owes any black outlet his time. However,
Hov sat with Kevin Hart a couple years ago.
how long ago?
It could have been no more than 2 or 3 years during COVID, if not post-COVID.
Well, here's the thing the point that I was going to make, though I didn't get to finish, was I feel like almost like with O.J. Simpson and Michael Jackson is when you're on the come up and you're going up, you got the black people on your side. Then when you get up there, you want to act like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and this is, I'm kind of splitting hairs here, because Jay-Z never came out and said he wasn't black. Jay-Z's never ran from his own blackness. But what Jay-Z is an extreme capitalist. He's an extreme hustler. And when your morals are only about how much more money you can get, sometimes people can view you as soulless. Sometimes people stop rooting for you because they don't see you as someone who's willing to throw it all down in order to help the next man. In fact, Jay-Z did one of the weirdest things I ever seen. And when Colin Kaepernick was fighting for his life to play football and to speak on what was going on in the world with policing of black people in the U.S., Jay-Z came and cut his knees out from under him and took a deal with the NFL that he's reaping the benefits from right now. Now, yeah, he's putting on black people to perform, but we're talking about the top 1% of the world. Well, not even the world. These niggas ain't even as rich as Jay-Z's friends. So what I'm trying to say is, like, when it's hard to be a capitalist and a activist at the same time. Because when you're a capitalist, everything is about making more money. When you're an activist, everything's about justice for all. And I don't think Jay-Z's about that. And I think that's where he lost the heart of the people. And the point I was getting at was he kind of separated himself from hip hop. He kind of separated himself from the Beanie Siegels. He separated himself from, state property.
No, I feel like he separated himself from the Beanie Siegels a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
But what I'm trying to, but they had a reunion. People don't, but whatever. I ain't gonna go into that. But they had a reunion. But what I'm trying to say is, like, you see Dame with his teeth falling out his mouth and all this other kind of shit. I feel sorry for this nigga. You would think Jay-Z would go like, all right, nigga.
There's 2 sides to that.
I'm sure there is, but it seems like everybody that tells their side of the story, it's the same story. But because Jay-Z's a favorite in the world, we look at it from Jay-Z's point of view because we all like Jay-Z. When all those people tell the same stories about Puffy that they were telling about Jay-Z, we all hated Puffy. Oh, Puffy, how could you do this to the band? Oh, Puffy, how could you do this to Rockefeller? And in my personal opinion, Jay-Z separated himself from that Puffy, evil person light, or he's the worst, whatever, by never doing interviews, by never speaking on the stuff that's on his name, and just slyly throwing lines out through his music. Now, you could say maybe that was a better thing. Puffy put himself right in the spotlight. He was on national TV every day doing Puffy things and looking like the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? So people perceived him as a bad guy. So when Jadakiss told you how terrible a businessman he was towards him, you believed Jadakiss. But when Beanie Siegel came out and told you, yo, Jay-Z played me, or when Young Chris comes out and says, when Oskino of Oskino and Sparks tells you these stories and be like, yo, he stole my nigga's flow, his whole cadence and everything. He would take songs from niggas and not even give them a feature on the chorus because we all thought we were contributing to a family. But then when it was time for Jay-Z to turn around and do something for us, he wouldn't even give us a feature. He wouldn't even break bread with us, right? So then we hear that story and we like, stop whining, because Jay-Z to us is still like a heroic figure. So we don't see it through the same views. We could have told all the Puffies people to stop whining, right? Because almost every single person on Jay-Z's label has a big problem with Jay-Z, including Kanye West. We haven't heard from Rihanna, but including Kanye West and everybody else from the Rockefeller imprint. They all have a big problem with it. And that's very similar to Puffy and almost everybody on his label. And Jay-Z is down to the other CEOs that was with him. But because he's up, and because he's Beyonce's husband, because he's winning, he's quote unquote black excellence, we don't see him in that same light. And I'll say all that to say this. I don't believe that us seeing you as the hero or seeing you as a villain should have anything to do with this case. We need to just look at the facts, man. And they put out another letter or whatever, basically saying that they don't even think the victim exists, because that's why the lawyer's trying to keep it anonymous. They think they just made up a victim on some Better Call Saul shit. And in order to have a grievance or to get a settlement or to have a case, somebody has to be the, what's the word? Paul.
The victim?
The victim, but it's another thing. The egreged, the whatever. The person who was harmed by the thing you're suing for.
Like, got that. Oh, the person who was on the plaintiff.
Yes, I guess. That's good enough. But yeah, so they're saying that there isn't even a person. Like, you can't go to court, right, for someone else. The person who was victimized has to bring the case. That's how it goes. So there's Jay-Z's people are saying it's not even a victim. So all I'm saying is, I think the world, Jay, you need to take a step back and look at your, not even your public persona, but just look about how people feel you are genuine. Like how many people feel like you're genuinely trying to help people, because this is how the world is viewing you. You know what I'm saying? That's why they believe the conspiracies about you being in the Illuminati. That's why they want to believe that you was going to get caught next. That's why. Because you guys, hip-hop is based on realness. And sometimes when I hear Jay-Z talking to white people, like everybody, yeah, it's a moment in time. Nah, look up Jay-Z talking to Nardwuar. Whole different human being. Just speaking in full statements and whatever, all that, like carefully choosing your words. That's you trying to put an image out there. And as a true Jay-Z fan, as a nigga who could almost spit you every rap, I can tell you right now, I believe Jay-Z was kind of corny in his younger days. He was not the cool person in the group. He was just
off the Dynasty album?
I mean like 80s.
Oh.
He wasn't the cool person. He was the nigga who just, you know what I mean? Correct. So a lot of this, I feel like
I saw him wearing the helmet when he was on a jet ski and he was wearing a helmet.
Oh.
He's a little old, man.
Damn.
A helmet in the water?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
How did you even?
He's from New York.
That
man.
was from years ago.
They wear Timbs on the beach.
That's what I knew, my nigga. I was like,
East Coast niggas wear Timbs on the beach, man. They don't know no better.
They scared of water.
but it's a
They're
helmet,
scared of
you
water.
know, jet ski, you're a nerd, but I gotta make fun of you. I don't care who you are. Like,
I remember when Cameron saw him in open-toe sandals, and Cameron had to make fun of him in 2007.
You heard the story J. Cole just told about Hov?
What?
That nigga was eating well done steak. Up until like 2011 or some shit, nigga was eating well done steak.
Whoa, I still eat well done steak. Medium well,
You know,
though.
medium well.
Medium
he was
well.
eating that shit burnt, nigga. Nigga, J. Cole had to tell him, nigga, like, why are you still eating well done steak? This nigga was well into his marriage with Beyonce, probably had blue by now.
No, damn.
Niggas eating burnt steak.
Was he eating the bird steak while he was talking to an underage Aaliyah?
Based off J. Cole's time,
Tell that
he
story.
was.
Tell that story. Nah, innocent till proven guilty is what it's supposed to be. That to me, if one shred of evidence comes out that I actually believe, get Jay-Z the fuck out of here. Until that time, you know what I mean? Keep doing what you're doing, Jay-Z. Stay old man Jigga in the house teaching his kids the ABCs and shit.